Good afternoon. Sunday afternoon, it's the 5th of January. So I thought I'd got these seats finished, but there was one thing that was really bugging me. The seats on this runner, I have to put a bit more paint on here, don't worry about that. But you see the little clips here that hold the seats in? Well, they're broken, and when we put the seats in, they kept springing out. Alright? And you know, we have to have seats like this so you can get to the battery box underneath. So that's what a clip should look like. See, it's got a little springy piece on there where this one's missing, so it kept dropping out. I would advise you not to do this. It is a balls ache of a job. It is so woefully put together. What's the problem? Let's do that again. So it's got a screw here and it's got a screw there. Okay. They're on captive nuts. Okay. And they're a bugger to get out because you need a good size square bit, which I've got here, or alternatively the same size as your Land Rover door hinges that fits nice and snug. If you use anything else, it'll just round out. Well, the problem is, because this car was so rotten, this is the original seat base I sandblasted, but this one here won't come out. Now you're thinking, well, that's a crazy way, but there's a hole in the top of here to get to the screw, and it will not come out. Well, it'll turn, but it won't come out. Why? Because it's on a bloody captive nut. It's not even welded in, it's like pressed in. Now the problem with that is, how the hell am I going to get it out? And it sounds stupid, doesn't it? All this to put a bloody clip in. Why? Well, let me explain. See, that's the clip, but you see, it hooks under, but it also pushes into the tube. So you push it into the tube, hook this under, and that's it. Whereas, when you look at it down here, you can see that bit goes into the tube, and that bit hooks under here. Wow, what a stupid idea. You know, why didn't they extend that plastic, put a screw through there so you could pull it out and change it? So, I know you're thinking, Mike, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Well, not really. Let me try and explain. Now, I've taken away the mechanism, the locking mechanism, because it was getting on my nerves a bit. So I'm going to just put this in the vise, and I'll show you the problem is. Which one am I trying to get out? So here we are. You would have thought, now that that locking mechanism's off, I'll be able to slide this out. It's on stops. So you can't pull it out, and they've got like little dimples in here. Well, you can't get it out. Well, what a stupid idea. And I don't want to make a mountain out of molehill in this one. I could actually drill out the little dimples here. Well, there's 6 of them. But then again, is it going to work again? Oh no, there's another one there. So, what I've come to the conclusion is that, I'll just push this one in so you can see. In order to get that out, these are all loose, they always come loose, and I usually weld them up, but before I do, I'm going to drill it out here, pull this piece out, push this forward, and then we'll be able to see the captive nut, because they are so pathetic. Let me get that drilled out. Right, I've drilled that out. And there you can see the offending item here. It's just a little captive nut. Now again, I'm going to drill that out because I've rounded off the head here. And you, like again, in the factory, well, it's alright, they're not bothered about things like that, but a few years down the road, when you want to replace just that little plastic clip, you have a right mess about. So I think that's the way to do it. Is drill that out, push this forward, get to this here, and well, think of something. Let me drill it out. Let me drill the head of the screw off, and we'll show you what I'm going to do next. So there we are. I drilled out the bolt, the head off the bolt. Well, you can see there that the little clip, that's how it fits. The tube goes into there. And if I find a screwdriver somewhere, we should be able to lever that out. There we go. And put the new one in. So there's the new one. And it simply hooks inside there, and then your tube goes on here. So now I've got to get that nut out, that bolt out of here. Now you're going to say, oh, I should warm it up. Yeah, I tried to do that, and then it all started turning because it's not actually welded in, it's compressed in. And if you bang it, like I tried before, just bang it to loosen it off, it knocks the nut out. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. There you go. That's it. You can see that it's preciously held on. So I'm going to put in there an M10 captive nut. Having found all the bits and pieces we need, we're going to drill this hole just a little bit bigger. Like that. Now that's the captive nut that we're using. This is the captive nut little tool. It's just a little nut. Push it on. Push it into the spline. Using a smallish impact. Hold it. Job done. Neat, eh? Stands a little bit proud, but I don't think we have to worry too much about that. So that is done. That's one side done. That's going to look neat. Now, oh, it's just dropped out again. So now it's just a matter of bolting that in to the, now it's just a matter of bolting that in. So here's our, it's very bloody roomy, not at all in here. I wish people would come for the seats. Let's push that into there. Push this into here, and then with the screw here, and we'll put a little bit of oil on it. Put that into there. It doesn't go in very deep, you know. There. And another one at the front. We'll not find the screws. Another one at the front, so a little bit of oil on that because you know it's going to have to come out again in the near future when something else breaks. Now the only thing remaining is I've got to weld a little tag back on. That's nothing, but these are all loose as well, so I might as well do them. So that's that side done. Now we know how to do these. I'm simply going to drill this one out because the captive nut on this side here, well, that's all turning, that won't come out at all now, so we'll have to do the same thing. Let me do that, then we'll come back. Hope you can see this. You can see the captive nut has compressed and sandwiched between the top and the bottom, whereas the Land Rover one was just pressed in and just cross your fingers hope it doesn't fall out. So that's good. I'm going to put this together and we'll see what it looks like. Right, so that's it. That's the plug weld in here, and I always put a little weld across here as well on all four corners. Plug them and weld them. You must plug it back in the same place. If not, your bolt holes will be wrong when you bolt it to your seat base. Also, make sure these tabs are flat, and you can get a bolt through there. You know what I mean? The one that goes through to your floor. Because sometimes when you're banging these backwards and forwards, you can crush that little tube. Another thing that's really important about seats. They're supposed to have a thick spacer between here and the seat base. It's most important when you put them on, like with carpets and things like this, because otherwise the runners here will catch on the floor of the seat base. So you have to have a spacer that's higher. Now, it's about 1/4 of an inch or something, 6mm or something like that. So all I've got to do now is put the linkages on, and then we can give it a coat of paint again and then put it on. What a mess about just to change 2 little bloody spring clips. Unbelievable. Right, that's me done for the day.